Alrighty, guys. I'm Morthadon, bringing you guys Promised Neverland episode 8. So I have no channel news today, surprisingly. So let's just talk about episode 7 so we can get right into episode 8 and see what happens this week. So last week on episode 7, we had some in my opinion, minor cliffhangers. It basically left some info hanging. We had, what was it? We had the note that was left underneath the nightstand, that Crone found, that is apparently Isabella's weakness. And then the other note is, or I guess it was a letter from headquarters for Crone, and Crone said, bye-bye or whatever, so basically it insinuated that Crone might be leaving. So I'm really interested. There was another mystery, wasn't there? Something left unanswered, I thought. Shoot. Darn. Yeah, I can't remember. There was one other thing, because those were the two things at the end of the episode, and I'm pretty sure there was one thing a little earlier in the episode, and that was, left as, an open-ended thing that we didn't get to see the result of. But yeah, so, very interesting stuff. I guess that's all I really got to say. I talked a lot more about the episode in my previous discussion, but I'm really looking forward to this episode, and I'm not trying to rush it, but at the same time I am moving things along because I'm a little cold. I have my blanket on, and it's pretty cold in my room right now, so I'm probably gonna put my hands under it as soon as I get things started here, and try to warm up while I watch the episode. And I'm a bit tired, and I still gotta edit this episode after, and then probably pass out. But anyway, let's just get on into the episode. So you guys can click the Vimeo link down in the description, like usual, and you will see my reaction there. It's just an easier way for me to do things. And then you can come back here, and right after I'm done giving this description, it's going to cut right into my talk after the episode. And you can see my thoughts, ideas, and all that, predictions and whatnot, that I am unable to talk about in the episode because it's too long. So yeah, go down there, click that Vimeo link right now, guys. Alrighty, guys, so that is the end of episode 8. Holy crap, that was an episode. So basically, where do I start? Sorry, I was reading something on my screen and got distracted. I really should minimize that whenever I do this, because I always read it after, and it distracts the shit out of me. But yeah, so I guess the start of the episode was we found out what the one note said. We found out that Crone was being shipped out, just like it insinuated, by Isabella saying bye in the last episode. But she wasn't shipped out. Well, she wasn't told she was being shipped out to be eaten, and I guess that's sort of my bad. I was hitting on Crone a bit for being so scared when she was getting what she wanted, but Crone was just seeing both sides. I guess I didn't think that they would, I didn't think that the higher ups, I guess my assumption was that if they put all the time and effort to train a mom like this, I imagine getting someone willing to be crazy enough to be a mom and training them up and everything isn't easy, and doing the surgery to put that stuff in them, all of that, it takes years and years of setup. So I assumed they wouldn't kill them off so easy, so I assumed that, I guess I went with the assumption based on that information that she might not go for the thought process of like she's being killed. She might actually believe that she's just going to be a mom, and that's why I believed it so wholeheartedly. Um, I figured, that's a good way to get rid of someone without killing them is to send them, to another farm. And that seemed like a good resolution to Crone. Is Crone got what she wanted, and mom got what she wanted as well. And it's kind of funny how um, Isabella actually asked Crone for help in the first place. Well, not Crone specifically. I think she asked the higher ups to send her someone, and she ended up with Crone. But then when Crone got there, Isabella realized she screwed up and was like, "Okay, this chick's just out to, try to take my spot," and so that's why she decided to get rid of her. Ended up working with Grandma. But while we're on the topic of Crone, I know the Grandma thing happened a little bit before Crone's death. It was like immediately before, but I want to finish up talking about Crone, and then we'll talk about Grandma a bit. So Crone's little like backstory stuff was interesting. It gave us like a little bit of background on maybe like the training of being a mom. I'm guessing they have a farm for training moms, maybe, or maybe it's done at headquarters or something. But because we've never seen them doing combat training, they obviously don't know how to fight. Or else they wouldn't just like the way they tried to stall mom wouldn't be to go up and just hug her. Like they'd actually fight with the skills they learn there. So that training we saw Crone doing, I'm guessing, is all the candidates to be moms, or these to become an adult that is whatever role. There might be more roles than just mom, like other roles at headquarters, because I don't know, some of the people there seemed like they were guys, but they said girls. Girls were the only candidates to be moms. I mean, not to be sexist, like obviously a guy can be like a mom type figure, just because like it says the name is mom doesn't mean it has to be a girl. But apparently in this universe they only, I guess it doesn't really have to be universe, but in this context, they only take girls for that role. But there could be other roles that they train people there for in the same spot. But anyway, it was pretty cool seeing Crone's backstory a bit, although they made it pretty obvious before they showed the backstory that she was gonna die. So it was like that whole trope of sudden backstory means horrible death in anime. But so it didn't it was cool to see, but wasn't as necessary, because when they just kill a character, why give them backstory? But it just makes you want to care for the character more, and it was pretty cool. Like the backstory didn't make me care for the character more, but it was cool how Crone left something for Ray, it seemed like, or whoever's bed that was, and she was saying as she was dying, you stupid kids, get out there and, put it into this ridiculous world. And for how crazy Crone was, that was a very sincere thing, and that's very interesting. It obviously doesn't make me like her as a good guy. I still like her character, but I don't like her as a good guy, obviously, because she was still I mean, she still had her own agendas and mostly wanted to screw over the kids so she could get her own position. But I guess she did have some good logic behind it, but that still doesn't make it okay. She was trying to make life more enjoyable for herself, or that was along the lines of what she said. But that doesn't mean you sacrifice kids and whatnot to make your life a little bit more luxurious. But people do what they gotta do to survive, I guess. But yeah, so I really liked her death. That was That was good. And then there was, I guess, the next thing I want to mention is the grandma. That's right. I almost skipped over that. The whole grandma thing was interesting, and I had a few points to make, although one of them might be kind of answered. The When it showed the scene of grandma saying like, "Oh, it was the same for me back then," I guess someone tried to escape for grandma, and it looked like grandma talked her down, but she also, while she was talking to her, she had the little tracker out. Um, and part of me wondered when I saw Crone like taking it out, and she's like, I forget what part it was. It was almost like she said like, "I'll always be able to stop you," and then lifted up the watch or whatever. Like it almost seemed like she might be able to kind of control them a bit via the tracker. Um, but I don't know if that's true. I don't think it's any kind of like mind control, but it just seemed weird. Like the way they wrote those scenes, like in like I can't remember exactly what she said, but the way she worded it, while the way she was holding the tracker, almost gave me like the connotation that it might have something to do with it. But she could also just be holding the tracker because she used it to get there, and that's why grandma had it out too, is because she still had it out from tracking her there. But um i, I guess like we're to assume, based on the knowledge that we have at the moment, that their whole goal is just to talk them down, and try to like manipulate them, I guess, by saying, I still love you, life is still good here, you can enjoy what you have left, it's miserable out there. And maybe grandma did that for the person in the past. I just think that if you're gonna try to escape, you need to have more resolve than that. um so that it bugs me a little bit if that is the only way they have to get them to come back and to like manipulate them. If the only way to manipulate them is through words, I find it hard to believe that someone can get to the point of climbing up onto the wall and coming back down after that. Like, I guess some people do get taken in by sweet talking, but that just surprises me. The other thing I thought of was, I wonder if there's something on the other side of the wall, and that's why the girl or guy, I can't remember which one it was, that was standing up on the wall for grandma, came down, and didn't actually escape. Is that because I'm just assuming that person didn't escape, because she said it like, she'll take care of it just like I did back then or whatever. So I'm guessing that person didn't escape. If it was like any other wording, then you might think like that person escaped, and maybe that's the person that does the Morse code in the books. But I don't think so, because I think they insinuated that that person didn't escape because she like talked her down or whatever. But I wonder if there's something on the other side of the wall that is so terrifying that it also helped convince. And I believe that would be one of those things, like if you could see something on the other side of the wall and you just start second guessing, and then mom starts saying all this stuff about like, hey, you can enjoy your years left, and you're like, all right, like that would make it a little more believable and understandable. But yeah. And I feel like it was kind of silly of Dawn to go get Ray. Like the whole plan was, if they don't succeed at distracting mom, to go and alert Emma and Norman. And when Ray didn't come out and mom did, I feel like that would have been their cue, even though it wasn't the cue that Ray gave. They should have just gone straight to Emma. But I don't know how they would have gotten there. They have been training with their tag, so they're probably fast. We know that I believe Norman outran Crone in that one, so if they've been training for this, then they might be able to outrun Isabella. We've never seen Isabella go all out, so we don't know what she's capable of, but they might have been able to run by her and outrun her, get to them first, and then they could have, taken off, maybe split up in different directions, They were training for this, so I thought that would have been a better decision, but instead, Dawn decided to go and get Ray out, and then they went, which made them arrive late for, right after Emma's leg was broken, which is crazy. I guess that's, I was thinking, what is Isabella gonna actually do? Because she doesn't want to kill them, but she can't let them escape, so how is she gonna, enforce this? Breaking a leg is a very good way to prevent someone from running. Granted, they could probably still find a way to carry her over the wall in some way, but the problem is they're down someone to help escape, and if they want to escape with all of the kids, I don't see that happening with Emma's leg like that. I didn't see them escaping with all the kids happening in the first place. So I wonder if they do escape, and especially now with Norman's date coming up and Ray's date coming up, I feel like they definitely have to escape now. They can't just stay. If the series is to continue with these characters anyway, then they're gonna have to get out. So I'm curious. I'm wondering what they're gonna do. I'm thinking they might knock out Emma and escape with just them and leave all the other kids behind. And Emma's gonna wake up and hate Norman for it, but Norman's gonna feel like he's justified in his actions because he saved Emma, which is the one he truly cares about. That's one way I could see it going down. And I wonder what Crone left as her last dying mystery is what she left in that box for the kids. Super interested in what that is. I'm also curious about how soon Norman's date is. I'm pretty sure next, whatever month they're in now, I can't remember. I think the next month is when Ray gets sent out, but I wonder if Norman is ahead of schedule because of what's going on, or if he's going to be the following month, he's the same time as Ray, or how that works out. But yeah, super interesting stuff. That was a really good episode, and I'm looking forward to the next one. That was really good. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This episode was packed with stuff, and unfortunately, I'm most likely gonna have to cut some important parts, even though I don't want to, for the edited version. But if you want to check out my Patreon, you can see uncut reactions there, uncut timer based, so you just sync your footage with mine and you can watch the whole episode with me. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be back next week to see where this goes. I think there's, I don't even know how many episodes there are, and to be honest, I kind of don't want to know, although I'll probably know by the last one, when it's the last one, but there's probably 3-4 episodes. There's usually 12 episodes. Sometimes there's 13, sometimes there's 11 in some anime. But so 3 to 5 episodes left, so it's gonna be interesting how they resolve the season and what kind of cliffhanger we get left on the tease to go read the manga or wait for the next season if they ever do one. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.